Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Thank you so much for being here. I love being here with you. I love sending you messages of love and encouragement, particularly in regards to our love connections and the people that matter so much to us. And whether new or continuing or, long time committed, regardless of what the love connection is, it's all inclusive and it's so important in our lives. And I think a lot of people are more willing to agree with that now than even last year. You know what I mean? I think it just evolved us in that way in particular. That's just my own, personal feeling about it. But welcome for those that are new. I have somewhat of a format. I pick 2 sun signs every day. And we are on the featured sun sign where I have a streamlined kind of, setup. I know each day what the featured sun sign is by going around my astrology wheel. And today is the sign of Capricorn. And then I'm going to pick right in front of you the spiritually guided highlighted connection, which really means that I will be reading 3 additional messages from the tarot deck. And the importance of what that meaning and messages is, relative to this particular highlighted connection. What that will be is, it's right on the cusp there. Kind of going with the Pisces though. It's kind of really coming to me right now. It really is. So we're going with Pisces. So the highlighted connections is going to be with Capricorn and Pisces, which I absolutely love. I've always said that. The elements are every bit as important as the actual astrology sign and in regards to the compatibility. Everybody can get along. It's just some are definitely easier. Some are a little more challenging, which some people like. Not everybody wants the road less traveled. They want a little bit of spunk, a little bit of, tension, a little bit of drama, right? Well, in this particular, in my opinion, and what I've studied for over 30 years now and so on, is that this is an easier one. They're both very complementary energies for each other and elements, meaning water and earth. So we'll talk a little bit about each one. And then I'm going to read and finish with the, as I mentioned, I will do the 3 major category messages for the highlighted. Then I'm going to read out of my 3 categories or oracle divinations and the wonderful messages and encouragement that they can bring for every single Pisces and all of their connections, okay? I said it wrong. I meant to say Capricorn. That's the featured for today. I'm sure that's going to happen a lot. I have to redo my videos, so just please bear with me. I appreciate it greatly. We are entering into the shadow period of the Mercury retrograde, and it definitely affects my speech. It's just a common understanding, and it doesn't mean I can't do stuff. I just have to be very aware. So thank you for that. And so anyway, yes, Capricorn, we are in Capricorn season through the 19th. I'm really grateful for Capricorn season right now. I truly am. It's a brand new year. We had a lot of planets in Capricorn, predominantly last year. And it was very, very equivalent and appropriate to what was happening in our world, and in our personal lives. But we did have Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn. So a lot of Capricorns should have had some wonderful experiences, regardless of what kind of year we had, that would lead them to opportunities that wouldn't necessarily have come up otherwise. Jupiter only comes into your sign once every 12 years. It's a very special time. And if it's utilized properly, which I really believe a lot of Capricorns do, the next 12 years onward will definitely be more prosperous, more, lucky and so forth, depending on what you took advantage of, what you decided to go for in the many opportunities that may have come your way. And so, now we're in your season. We actually have Venus that went into your sign as well. So as far as relationships right off the bat, there should be a nice softness and warmth about them. And as an earth sign, you are very grounded anyway. You, and as I was saying, I'm very grateful to have Capricorn season right now because you are keeping me more practical. You're helping me to recognize that there are just things that need to be done, whether they're fun or not. They are essential to keeping organized in my life, and that's what a lot of the earth elements bring forth to us and train us and show us to do. You're ruled by Saturn, so you're very familiar with being very task-oriented, which is what Saturn represents. You know, kind of constricted. You're very, you know, you don't tend to go outside the box. You're pretty much very routine-oriented, very, I want to say predictable, because that's very true of a lot of earth signs and Capricorn. You set your mind to something, and you are a cardinal sign, and believe me, you always want to be doing something. You want to be achieving. You are very, very focused on success. And very many Capricorns I know are extremely successful for that very reason. You know, you have this determination, you are focused, you are good at what you do, and you will continue to do it until you get to be the best. You are usually good at leading, but a lot of times you're more of a reserved kind of energy, you know. Now, I know people say, not the Capricorn I'm at. So much has to do with your other planets in your chart. But just in general, as a general reading for the characteristics of a Capricorn, hardworking, successful oriented, very motivated, very, very determined, very, very capable, and I would say kind and loyal and definitely reliable, and the things that matter a lot for friendships and relationships. They really do. You know, you don't want somebody that's a fly-by-night necessarily. I mean, sometimes you do, depending on what phase you're in your life. But then when you want that stable friend or reliable friend, it's there. You have that in a Capricorn, without fail. And that's a really good feeling. So even just the energies coming through with Venus in Capricorn and being in Capricorn season, we all get to feel that. So if there's times or parts of you and your personality that are not Capricorn, that want to kind of just be impulsive or maybe do something, that's being calmed down now. And it's for a good reason. For example, I realized because it's a new year, the things that I already had been doing last year, you know, like clockwork, are now changed, and I have to rejoin, or, you know, as far as medical, I thought, oh, it'll just, you know, just run over into the new year. No, that's too simple, right? So yeah, taking the time to do that, being more practical, more sensible and calm, more patient about it, you know, not being in a rush, you know, making sure you check everything, and you know, you're diligent about the important things that are keeping you hopefully secure and more, you know, stable in your situation, whatever it may be. So I appreciate you for that. And then we have the fact that you have the highlighted connection of Pisces. Well, I have a Pisces rising. Water is all about emotion. So whereas I know there's a lot of depth and love and emotion with earth signs, it's just usually on a more reserved level, you know. I mean, it's not always outwardly expressed. But with water signs and Pisces, it's all about emotion. It's such sensitivity. It's such depth of feeling and passion, you know. And then there's this aspect of Neptune being the ruling planet more modernly of Pisces that makes them extremely creative and very, very artistic and very, very spiritually inclined into the 12th sign of the zodiac. They've got every single zodiac sign kind of within them. They understand the ways of life, you know, just innately. They're an old soul. They understand the resurrection of life. You know, they're two fish swimming in two different directions, so there's this duality with them. There's definitely can be moodiness because they take on so much when it comes to energy. They are known as the empaths a lot of times. They feel people's pain. They take on other people's stresses. They want to help. They want peace. They want equilibrium and balance, you know, like that of a Libra. That's what really soothes them. And in the real world, sometimes it just doesn't work that way. So they need time to kind of build up their energies, you know. They're really good when it comes to having their own kind of jobs or entrepreneurial type of endeavors, because that's when they can do it on their own time clock, you know. They don't necessarily have that structure that the Capricorn has, which is why it's such a beautiful, harmonious relationship. The Piscean energy can really kind of lure a pragmatic, you know, Capricorn into more fantasy and imagination, you know, coming out and just opening their minds and their hearts. And the earthly quality, of nature and just steadfast, keeping your feet on the ground legitimately is so welcome and necessary for Pisceans very often, because they can just be up in the clouds and the mystical aspects of life, That's what Neptune is. It's the planet of underground and the depths and the things that we don't see, but it's there, and the currents and the way that it's kind of, it's hidden, it's almost deceptive at times as to what's real and what isn't. And boy, that was happening a lot in this actual world in the last year. So, well, Neptune stationed direct, so now there's actually more clarity, but more focus on creativity. And creativity is different for everybody. We're all creative, creatures. So I feel like the two of you are creating a better balance with your relationship. I feel like you're feeling more stable and more of an opportunity to work together and harmonize and to communicate is coming through very strongly with the very heavy and continuous energies of air, which is definitely all about speaking, communicating, learning, educating, teaching, being taught, taking classes, leveling up in different areas of your life where you've been at a certain stage and you're like, nope, I want to take it further, and I want to do this, and I want to learn technology, because that's what Aquarian influences is and will be this year and onward for many years. So it's a beautiful time, and yet, as I said, it is a time with the influence of Capricorn to kind of take it easy still, get everything kind of into perspective after a year of a lot of uncertainty, and just know, putting one foot in front of the other, or swimming in a direction that's going to work for you, will be beautiful. Now you have the mutable aspect of Pisces, so they're very adaptable, and they will go where the Capricorn would like them to go, and they're easy. They want to be easy. They're loving and caring, and you won't meet a more sensitive, endearing friend or lover, actually. So I like this a lot, and I hope that resonates with you right off the bat. Or if you've never heard of your characteristics, there you go, in a little capsule version. So let's read the messages, though, that Spirit has for you today, specifically. Today being January 10th, 2021. Wow. So what's happening as well as I shuffle a little bit more? Well, we enter into Aquarius season on the 19th, like I said. So we still have a good week or so with Capricorn, and then we have the Capricorn new moon on the 13th, Capricorn. So this is really about you and your energy very strongly, and motivating you to really take that step and start that initiation of whatever it is that maybe, from last year moving forward, or just brand spanking new, and in regards to this highlighted in all connections, just bringing the love into it, bringing that trust and determination, which you're so good at anyway. We all can benefit from new moons, but I feel like this will really keep us in a more realistic aspect of our life with this Aquarius energy that's going to be full-blown this year, and it's going to be forward-thinking, out of the box, not necessarily grounded whatsoever, but definitely about learning and expanding and growing. So the first card in category is always the overall energy that led you to this reading, and it's like the catalyst. And you have the, oh, that's beautiful, the Eight of Cups. That's right. This has been a repeat message for other signs as well. It's saying goodbye to the emotional things that have definitely affected us from last year. It's, you see a man on a horse, and he's looking back, and he's recognizing that these things occurred. This is the emotional cup, the sensitivity and watery elements that we all have. We all have those emotions, no matter what sign we are. And it's very indicative of the water aspect of us to want to kind of grieve and feel, and then in this regard, just to let it go and to move on forward, to focus on what's happening in this moment and onward now, to feel grateful for getting to this point that we are, and to know that things will definitely be better. They can only get better, right, in a lot of ways. So, yeah, I see this a lot. The two of you are ready. You've made that decision with the new moon. You can definitely put that forth and really feel strongly about your convictions and your intentions regarding that. So yeah, just recognizing, not diminishing, or, everyone has their own time to say their goodbyes, figuratively or metaphorically. And yeah, there was a death of a lot of things, and it's time to start again and transform and move forward. And I feel like the strength and the support of the two of you is going to be very, very, it's a beautiful thing. You feel ready to do so. The second category is the category of possible blessings or obstacles. Because obviously those are always going to be a part of our life regardless. And let's see what your message is, though, specifically. Wow, the King of Wands. Whew. Okay, this is maturity in the fiery, definite motivation that you have to go forward once again. So perfect when looking back on the cups and the emotions, and now just saying, okay, this is it. Now I'm ready. Bring it. I have waited. I have dreamt. I am still initiating, desires and manifestations that I choose and believe fully will come to pass. Also, the last eclipse, which was in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, was about learning futuristic, endeavors, about moving forward, about trusting, about optimism, and fierce, fiery energy to make things happen. I mean, we need that fire under our, to get things going sometimes, right? We can be complacent. I mean, sometimes we haven't had a choice. That's not happening with this energy. That's not happening with this message. I think it's a blessing. You absolutely want this, and it does represent Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo energies. So perhaps something is a blessing with anybody in regards to this energy. If it isn't a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, it could very well be yourself and this fired up ambition that you're feeling so strongly, or you have, planets that are fire in your chart. But yeah, you're just like, this is it. And the maturity of the king, right, is the masculine energy versus the queen. Not meaning you have to be a man or woman. It's just, we all have that in us, the duality of that. It's fierce. It's right on, it's like, let's make it happen. Let's move, let's motivate. And feeling really strong and powerful, empowered. So that's beautiful. Like I said, I don't know specifics on a general reading. Maybe this has been something that hasn't been that easy, but at this point, you're considering it to be exactly what you want and where you want to go. And then the third category, and I almost don't want to use this because it kind of creeped up from underneath, but I'm going to, because this is also a reoccurring message. So I really feel like it needs to be said. This is in the category of finances, materialistic aspects, things we feel and touch, the tangible parts of our life. It's a 7 of Swords. So this is a person with swords in hand, and this is the element of air, which is what we're predominantly in now and will be for the remainder of the year and onward for many years. We've gone from a earth, century or more of predominant planets and earth and the building and the government and the authority and and institutions and the industrial phase, where a bunch of things being built and materialism basically into air. And I'll tell you what, there was so much confliction about the stimulus, for example, and hearing about it for months and feeling deceived in a way, because it was like we were sure it was going to come through and then we weren't. But I'm not necessarily wanting to talk politics at all. It was an analogy. Basically, I am saying that this 7 is recognizing that you're walking away from, you don't want to be a part of anything that isn't legitimate, anything that isn't truthful, anything that might be less than straightforward in regards to what it is you're really aiming for or wanting to know about. All of that's changing, boy. The truth is coming through, the justice will be found, And you will be receiving information and assistance and support with finances. Perhaps job. Perhaps legalities of any kind come to mind when it has the air. Air is the Libra, Aquariuses and Geminis in the world. So when it's Libra, it's definitely about fairness and justice and equality for all. So that's where we're heading, you know, and at some point, I hope it's in my lifetime, we will achieve that, and we're working towards it, and it never happens quick enough. But this is really beautiful. So just know the confliction and the controversy and the lack of truth about certain things is going to diminish as time goes on. And in regards to your wealth, it will definitely help that. But, you know, as I say, it is about the finances. I did mention that. But wealth is also in your health. Wealth is in your love. Wealth is in your aspirations. And wealth is in being able to feel an honest truth within yourself and you know, with those you choose to have in your circle, in your relationships, certainly. So I really like seeing that. And that's definitely, you know, when it comes to the air element, it's air, okay, so it's always moving, and it's definitely more changeable than the other elements and the other messages. So stay tuned. Excuse me. Things are and will be improving. And you will be getting clear, straightforward answers. And you will get assistance. And you do need to make that happen to you. I'm going to put that out there. I just got that message. You need to initiate things. It doesn't come to you necessarily. But feel free to speak, and your clarity of speech will be much better. It may be a little rocky during the retrograde, I'm not going to lie. But bear that in mind, and just do the, you know, the work that you need to, you know, revisit things, reevaluate, you know, do the finishing touches, and then when it's over, what is that, the 20th, I believe, of February, full tilt ahead, right? You've done all the due diligence, you figured out all the little things you need to figure out, you've done your part, you've applied for this and whatnot, that sort of thing. And yes, it's all going to work itself out. Let's just go there. So I like that a lot, and it's important because I love the cards that are just like, oh, it's all love and romance, and it all is, right? But it's important to bear in mind that, you know, you are not alone, first of all, and yeah, it's okay to realize that you have felt maybe thwarted or, you know, definitely confused in regards to communication, but that is not going to be the case. It's going to be easier this year. It may not be maybe as quickly as we all want it sometimes, but it definitely has all the elements to overcome a lot and to work in a direction that's going to be helpful for all of us. So I absolutely love that. Let me finish with the oracle messages. And this is specifically for you, Capricorns, and happy birthday to all of you, by the way. I know a few Capricorns who were born on Christmas. It's always interesting, right? And then definitely have cousins and a lot of people that are January. So great people, very, very caring. Salt of the earth is what I like to say. I appreciate your energy and the people that you are very much. And so let's see what we have for you. This is the Oracle, the Starseed Oracle, and it's just beautiful. And it brings and invokes ideas, you know, absolutely love. It stokes your, you know, your truth, your imagination, and encourages you to keep the faith. Whoa, okay, I thought it looked like the same color. I've not picked this one. The Seas of Mintaka. Seeing potential, bringing unconscious to light. Isn't that gorgeous, just even hearing that? Oh, I love that so much. Well, we all need that. And here's the watery element. That's the emotions in all of us, right? And there you have this, well, it was your highlighted, but this is for all connections. Let me read to you what it says specifically, though. The Seas of Mintaka. That should be in the back. Absolutely love it. Bear with me. Shouldn't be too far. What's happened here? Maybe it's just before. It is. PISCES and Mintaka, thank you. Mintaka is thought to have been a water-based planet containing the most crystal clear waters you could ever imagine. So clear that you could see for miles and miles underwater. There's the Neptune influence, right? We're all affected by that, not just the Pisces aspect. That's happening with all of us, and that is the part that within us, our intuition, our feminine quality, but the part of us that creates and imagines, and sometimes it's cloudy, but sometimes it's really, really beautiful to utilize because it is a gift within us. The Seas of Mintaka card represents this crystalline clarity of potential and possibility. It's about the ability and choice to see the potential in all people and situations. This could be one of your natural traits, or it could be a sign that what you're currently doing has great potential. Mintakans are thought to have been a galactic race who saw the light in everything and everyone. You may have received this card as confirmation that a situation or project has extreme potential and will reach fruition. Isn't that beautiful? Well, I'm not surprised, and of course, you know, if you want specific things in your birthday month, especially Capricorn, there are special, beautiful, angelic, and magical things that can happen when you put those intentions down, especially on your new moon in your sign. It appears in a spread, when it appears in a spread, it is a very positive sign that things are working out for the highest potential of all involved. It is a very uplifting, light-filled card that brings great harmony, contentment, and positive outcomes. Woo! How can you see the potential in a situation you're facing? What unconscious patterns are you being called to bring to light? That's always a good question in general, but that's for you specifically for today. And if you don't resonate immediately, give it some time. You know, we're almost at the end of the first part of my readings for the first time around the Zodiac, and then I'll do the mid-months next week. Come back and see, you know, where it's reached, where it's going, where it's, you know, started to gravitate towards. The next oracle I love dearly is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. It's pretty much self-explanatory. It's about our heart. Our heart is how we really, really sense and intuitively know things more than even our other guidance, you know, from the third eye, and a lot of times I would say our even solar plexus, and certainly the crown. But yeah, just, it's a very, very intelligent organ. And when you feel in your heart something, you can be sure that you are on the right path, as long as you're listening, right? So this is your specific message to all the beautiful Capricorns. And the message is embrace. And it's 21, so that's 3. 3 is always about growth. It's always about expansion, you know, and it's help from other people. It's community. It's working together. And I love that. And I know a lot of Capricorns that are, you know, in charge of a business or something, and they definitely want to help others, and they're very good at explaining and helping people reach their highest potential. So I absolutely love that for you. Look at the heart in the center. Isn't this gorgeous? So we'll leave it at that for this particular reading because, you know, there are meanings and there's a bunch of things to be said. But for now, I want to leave it at that. Embrace what it is that matters the most to you right now, whether it be this connection, your relationships, your love of self and ability to, you know, create a beautiful life for you and those that you care about. Open up to it, allow it, you know, and give yourself time to be in that state of mind. You know how you love nature a lot of times. Many earth signs are just so much better when they take a beautiful walk in nature or just have that serene kind of peaceful setting to really to listen to their heart. So that's beautiful for you. And then your last card for today is the Super Attractor Manifestation message. This is the ability to manifest the life you want. Now I know that you do just that, Capricorn, and I know that a lot perhaps aren't even necessarily aware of, in addition to your ability to just be just steadfast and one foot in front of the other, and no mountain is too high, with the symbolism of the goat that you represent as a Capricorn. But more importantly, just literally feeling with your emotion to the depths of your being what it is you want, and believing in everything you are that you will and can have that and achieve it. And that's what the law of attraction truly is. It has to be in harmony with, you know, what you're thinking and feeling, but predominantly feeling. So your message for the day, your affirmation, your mantra, should you choose to say it, which I always recommend saying it over and over, is gorgeous. And it reminds me of the beautiful dark orange that is our root chakra, sometimes very red, as well as the second chakra of passion and talents and creativity. To begin the practice of allowing, I must get out of the way and let Spirit give me direction. That's what this time is about. That's what the winter that you represent, because you as a cardinal sign instigate and initiate the season of winter, okay? The time to be still, the time to be in retreat and to listen and to wait. We've already planted the seeds, knowing they will grow by spring, and that's not that far. And just getting out of the way, right? And allowing. So I love that for you. I love this reading. I love all of the readings, but everyone has its own special energy and special magic to them, and yours is no different. This is, there was one repeat card, like I mentioned, with this Seven of Swords, because I think a lot of people were in that kind of mindset where they just felt like, wait a minute, whew, I want some clarity, and as we all do, right? But you will get that. And also just staying true to who you are, embracing that, right? And so thank you so much. If you have not subscribed, please do me a favor and push the subscribe button and the like button. It is essentially and beautifully supportive, and it contributes a lot in the sense that I can continue to bring content. YouTube really likes it. There's a certain amount, and at some point I will only be doing this as readings and, you know, as my occupation, I should say. So I'm working towards that, and anything you can do to help in that regard would be greatly appreciated. So have a beautiful rest of the day, and take great care of yourselves, and come on back sometime, okay? I would love that. Until next time, thank you and bye for now.